Let's go, let's grow, let's get it.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Carlos V. Spencer. Thank you for tuning in yet again for another quick 10-minute message. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about pride. Let's talk about pride. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Or when can pride be a good thing? And when might it be a bad thing? In the space of being proud, I also think of a space of being shrewd. And I always used to think that word was a negative word until I actually looked up the meaning of that word, to be shrewd. And if you hear it, it kind of sounds like if somebody described that person is very shrewd. It sounds like they're talking about somebody who's being rude or obnoxious or being mean or something like towards people. So when you hear that, you think, is that a good thing? But when you look up somebody who's shrewd, it's somebody who's very direct. It's somebody who's very confident. It's somebody who's going after what they want. So in the space of being proud, I do believe when you're proud about something that you're going after or something that you're determined to get, something that you're so confident in your skills that you're going to go after this thing and you're not going to stop until you actually get it because you believe that it's yours. You believe and you feel like, I'm proud to say I have the skills to be able to do this thing. This is mine to obtain. This is mine to go after. If you see somebody in the space of sports, you see a lot of athletes who could come off very proud, who could come off in the sense of, oh, he seems entitled, right? He seems very sure of himself. One day I saw a boxer, and I believe he was speaking like in the space of his Hall of Fame career. And during his boxing career, Floyd Mayweather, for instance, during his boxing career, people would think probably he was a very proud person, very shrewd, very, very up on himself. And you would always hear him, ain't nobody better than me. You see him in the mirror sometime boxing, can't nobody beat me, can't nobody, which I believe is a powerful mindset to have. To build your mindset up into a space that your mindset is so strong in the belief of, I am the best. Now, when you do that, it could rub some people the wrong way. But like Deion Sanders said, don't let my confidence affect your insecurity. So just because you're confident and you're proud, somebody may not be as proud and somebody may be insecure, and it may affect them in a way where they feel insecure. Their insecurities are showing up. And it's not that you're being too proud. It's just that you being so proud is showing them that they are insecure in an area in their lives. So when Floyd Mayweather was saying this and he was talking about himself, and then during some type of an award he was receiving, he said something that made so much sense to me. He said, who in their right mind would ever be in a sport or would ever go after something and say, my goal is to be the second best person to ever do this in my life. My goal is to be number 2. My goal is, man, I'm going to be the second best person to ever play this sport. I'm going to be the second best person to ever do this business. I'm going to be the second best person to ever work in this profession. And I understood what he was saying. Who shoots out to be second best? So when you're proud of who you are, when you're proud of your accomplishments, when you're proud of what you're going after, when you're proud in the sense of, I am going to make this happen for myself, I don't believe it's a negative thing, because that can catapult you into a space to accomplish what you need to accomplish. And a lot of times you need that type of mindset to actually be able to do something that may seem impossible. So to be proud in your abilities is a really good thing. To be proud in what you're capable of doing, I think is good. To be proud in something that you've worked for, I think is so good. Michael Jordan had one of the best commercials I've ever seen in my life. He said, maybe it's my fault. He said, maybe it's my fault that I led people to believe that all of my ability was God-given and it wasn't based upon the hard work that I put into this skill every single day of my life. What he was saying in actuality was, I work so hard that I make other people think that this is just a gift that I've been given. And I took from that some people may feel like he or somebody else could come off proud or pompous or up on themselves of, who do you think you are? Not knowing that this person worked very hard for who they are and worked hard for the accomplishments that they have and worked hard to be able to do the things that they can actually do. And you should be proud of work that you put in to actually be able to accomplish and become and do something that you have done. Now, when can it hurt you, or when can pride be a thing that's not good? I think it in the adverse, right? On the other side of that, I think that once you get into a space of being proud of something that you didn't do, being proud of something that you didn't put the work in, being proud of something that you're not willing to put the hard work in, but you want the limelight for that thing. I also think being proud can be dangerous when you're by yourself or when you totally disregard the mindset or the input or the thought of other people. Now, I'm not saying you can't make your own decisions and stand on your own 2 feet, but I am saying that you ought to not be so proud that you don't want to listen to anybody. I've told my friends, my really good friends and close friends to me, the more that I go up in life and accomplish certain things and accomplish certain tasks and make different amounts of money, if I ever get into a space that I'm making decisions and it don't look good, and I'm making decisions where things don't smell good and I think it smells good, right? I told them to come and check me. I told them to come and tell me about myself. And I also told them that if I get an attitude with you, remind me, Carlos, you told me to come and check you if you ever act like this. Because if you ever get to the space of being that proud and can't nobody tell you nothing, that's a dangerous space to be in when nobody has your ear or when you don't have your ear open to anybody. Again, you don't have to listen to everybody. So if one person says you have a tail, like an animal, like cats and dogs have tails. If one person say you have a tail, whatever. But if 10 people say you have a tail, you might as well at least look. So I'm not saying you have one. I'm not saying you got to believe you have one. But don't be so proud that you don't even want to take a look when people are actually telling you something that might be able to help you out. I also think in the terms of a scripture passage that says, where there is no counsel, people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Again, where there is no counsel, people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. The powerful thing about that scripture is that it did not say in the multitude of counsel that people don't fall. It said in the multitude of counsel, there is safety, which I believe that means it's a safe place to fall, where there is no counsel, where there's nobody who can advise you, and you're that proud, you can fall. But when you have a multitude of counselors, a multitude of people who are wise, people around you, and you happen to fall, you fall in a safe place because you have people who can guide the decisions that you're making, even if you're the one making the final decision. I ain't too proud to beg. This lyrics what the song said. I ain't saying you got to beg, but don't be too proud to ask for information. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's get it. 06.